This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com. And everyone has been asking me to do a review on the Dark Side of the Ring Ultimate Warrior episode. I haven't been too impressed with the Dark Side of the Rings so far this season. So I wasn't impressed with this one. And I don't want to make this negative because, well, I'll say one positive thing. The A&E documentary was a lot better, even though it certainly had its flaws. Each one of them, if you're an Ultimate Warrior fan, you will like, because each one of them show stuff that hasn't really been revealed before. And in the one, you get the interview. In the A&E one, the interview with his widow and kids. And in this one, you get the ex-wife. So it was very one-sided. I won't even go into the people involved. But yeah, his ex-wife was one of them. And she did say one thing that was interesting, a couple things. Apparently the favorite piece of merchandise that he had was the wrestling buddy, which I made the screenshot of this out of respect to him, if that was truly his favorite piece of merch, at least when he was with her. I guess he was quite proud of that. I found that interesting. And she brought up how anxious and nervous of a person he was, which I can understand, because this is a dog-eat-dog business where you have no friends. Really, there's very few friends you have, because it's just a bad business for that. So I understand that side of him, that maybe he was protective in who he trusted. So even Shane Douglas, in my shoot interview with him that you guys can check out, I put it as an individual clip. I'll even put it in the description of this. He witnessed something when he was young in WWE, for those that remember, in the early 90s, where Hulk Hogan seemed to not be that eager to help the Warrior take the torch. And by the way, one thing these two documentaries have in common is they skipped over his title reign as if it was nothing and nothing happened in it. And they just focused on the negative stuff. And it seems like after WrestleMania 6, in both of these documentaries, he did practically nothing till SummerSlam 91. That's like over a year and a half, isn't it? I'm not a mathematician, but that's a pretty good run with the title. Maybe it is a year and a half, but it's over a year, depending on when the WrestleMania was. Good run, and as I mentioned in my A&E documentary, I can't remember an event when I was a kid that the Ultimate Warrior didn't headline that there was not a good crowd, and I'm talking about a really good crowd. Not compared to anything I've seen at house shows in recent memory since the Austin era ended. Because even when I stopped paying to go see wrestling events, I did arena security for a year, so I would still do security at various events, which is why, in case you guys didn't know, there is a video on my channel, to digress for a second, of me getting kicked out of a WWE event. And if you're wondering, to break kayfabe on that, why the security was fairly lenient with me and why I knew it was someone from WWE that told them to boot me out, was because I actually worked as security for that arena. So anyways, I was just not working that night because I wanted to do my idea of promoting an event at their event, and that event ended up having like over 1,200 fans. So my plan worked. And the whole fact that anyways, I don't even know how I got on this tirade. I'm probably going to cut it out of the video. But yeah, overall, I didn't really like it because of the bad stuff it said about the Ultimate Warrior. And then as far as Jake the Snake saying at the Hall of Fame he was going to hit him with a roll of quarters, that is not believable. I'm sorry, Jake. Let's get into a few of your comments. Not too many. Will says, hi. Yeah, I may have had some THC drops after my workout tonight. Bingo says it was, or Bang Bang, whatever your name is, says it was the self-destruction of the Warrior sequel, basically. Very, very much so, although not quite as bad as the self-destruction as the Ultimate Warrior. Mike Piper is in the room. I just don't want to wake her up because she's sleeping under my desk. Richard, the season has been a letdown so far. And I'll be honest, I haven't even made it through like 15 minutes of the Collision in Korea one. I tried to start watching it, and it's just so boring. Maybe it's because I already know the story from my interviews with Sonny Ono and Scott Norton and Scorpio. But yeah. Dextrosity, did they define it? I may have blocked that part out because my ears tend to have an automatic switch off when it's Jim Cornette talking. Jim Ross, and I know he's lost his wife, so I'm not going to say anything too bad, but it seems like ever since he's been gone from the WWE, he's always just grumpy. So, and I'm not saying at one point in time I really liked him, but he's way too grumpy. Dr. Peter, hey, I haven't seen you from a while. You had an awesome run in Texas. Thanks. Well, I'm going back to Texas to cover some events, or one event anyways, in San Antonio in September. There's rumors that Shane Douglas might be there, as well as possibly the Blood Hunter and Blaze, from what I understand from what Blaze told me. So Texas is not done. Texas has only just begun the destruction that the Blood Hunter will cause in that state. I guarantee that, because he's my favorite wrestler, and I love to bother Blaze and try and annoy her to get me an interview with her anyways, if he won't talk. I know supposedly someone else who I won't name said she was going to do an interview with him, and she actually thought she was going to get him to talk. But she chickened out. When am I coming to California? Whenever this company does another event, hopefully in the fall. Let's hope that California does get fully open soon so that can happen. So yeah, I'm sorry. I could really go into it and like get mad over the bad stuff, but I don't even want to talk about the bad stuff because it just seems like this was put out just to make him look bad. But I did enjoy the pictures, and I do understand how he could have possibly that anxious side to him. There's a lot of pressure, as they did say in this. I mean, or maybe it was the other one. He's headlining WrestleMania 6 in front of 68,000 fans in Toronto, and it's his 5th year in the business. And he's got to have like a 25-minute match, and he's used to having short matches. Imagine the pressure. But the haters are going to hate because people were jealous that he got the quick push. People can say what they want about his promos. Why do so many people imitate him to this day? People can say he was unsuccessful. Why is he one of the most popular topics on this YouTube channel in the year 2021? So when his last TV run was in like 98. Think about that. If you don't think he was a success, he also made a hell of a lot of money from what I understand. So salute to you. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV.